Hey guys, welcome to another video. So in this video, I'll be explaining about how the process concepts works in Linux, and so just basics of processes, not deep or advanced things. Just to kickstart, I think any DevOps engineer can listen to this and they can start working on it. So what do you mean by process? So for example, I'll just show you. Say there is a program, okay? So this is a Java-based program is running, okay? And then when this program is running, the corresponding process, okay? There is a corresponding process P process will run, okay, and as long as this program is active, this process will also be active. So once this program is execution is done or it stopped working, then the process will die. Okay, so this is a concept of process. If for example in Windows we have something called task manager. So inside the task manager, you can see the list of processes here. So if you see around 8 applications are running. So these are all the processes. And then we have a lot of background processes, which are all system related processes. Okay. I'll just tell you another example. Say, for example, just delete it. So in Linux, as in the last video, you've seen grep command. So if you put grep, for example, grep, okay, let me type it like this. 1 minute. Okay, grep Samir, and then you put your file name .txt. So as soon as you enter this command, what happens is, what happens is the corresponding process will start running. So let me add it here. So after this, okay, so sorry, yeah, so corresponding grep process will run. Okay, so this is, and then for example, so this is, let me, okay, so this is completely for user one example. Okay, as you've seen, on one Linux server, multi users can connect it. Okay, so this is one user, and if another user is also running the same program, okay, user two, okay, another user is also running same grep, and then so but from the hard disk there will be only one grep here in a disk, in a disk, but in memory you will have two process. In memory you will have two process. Okay, so this is a concept of process. So as soon as a program grep command execution is done, it means that the grep process is die. So a process will set to be born when the program starts execution, and it will remain active as long as the program is active. Okay, so there are two attributes of process. So one would be the PID. Uh, so one would be the PID, and the other one is a PPID. So PID is nothing but process ID, and it's a unique number which is given to each and every process, and PPID is parent process ID. Okay, so we will so what is process ID is, as I said, it's a uniquely identified integer value that is allocated by the kernel. Okay, so whenever the process is born, the kernel will allocate a new process ID for each and every process. And parent ID is nothing but it is like a mother of all the processes. Okay, when a system gets booted, there will be a PID 1 gets generated. So that in the recent machines after Red Hat 7, we have a concept called system D. Before that, there is a concept called init. Maybe I can explain about the boot process in a different video. So this is the first parent process which will get generated, and then from there onwards, other processes will get spawned. Okay, so so these two attributes are very important for process basics. Okay, So let me connect to my Linux box here. Just give me a minute. Yeah. So in this box, if you say, so basically the commands which I'm gonna say it, um, I mean, it will work on all the shells. Uh, but most of the times it would work. I mean, the commands which are related, that will be working only on the bash shell. We have four kinds of shells here. As you guys know, one is Bourne shell, and then C shell, then TCSH, and then bash. So whatever I'm going to explain to you, it will work on bash. Okay, so we call bash is nothing but Bourne again shell. Okay, cool. So here, so let me see. So if any process, so how do you see what is the first command which you normally type? If you type ps, so currently there are ps is nothing but process status. So it will give you the PID, which I've already told you it's a process ID. So it is a unique number which has been assigned, and TTI is on which terminal you've been allocated to, and this is the time, and then this is a command which you have done. Okay, so the time is nothing but it's a start time, but since it is bash and APS, it's a system related things, and you will not get any running time for this. So next one is uh, okay, here we go. So if you wanna type echo $, so this will give you the PID of your bash shell. Okay, so just remember this command. This will be helpful for your scripting. Echo $, it will give you 3340 PS. So this is the bash shell PID 3340. So echo $, is the other one. Okay, so let me give you another command. PS okay, PS hyphen F. So if you see the difference between PS and PS-F, PS-F will give you a lot of additional headers. So the additional header would be so which is a user ID which is being running this process, and then PID is common, and the PPID, parent process ID. So for 3340 is a parent process ID. Okay, and then S time is nothing but when this process has been started, for how long, and then this is the terminal, and this is nothing but it's a cumulative time. And the next one is what is a command is being running on, what's a full command, I would say. Okay, so there is another command, for example, ps-e. So if you see ps-e, it will give you all the processes, okay, all the processes running. And there is another, okay, if you want to stop this, you can see ps-e and then pipeline and then less symbol. So you can go back one by one page by pressing F key, okay, and then Q. Okay, and then there is another command, PSAUX also. So PSAUX is kind of it has a lot of columns. It will give you the CPU, memory utilization, couple of extra commands, extra columns. So PSAUX is also useful, and PS-E is also useful. So I mean, we have a lot of other options as well. So I'll just give you the basic things to get started, and then so you can type ps-f or ps-f. You can do both the ways, and then ps-e. So it'll give you, and if you see the question marks, the question mark is nothing but these are all the system processes. Say for example, we have in Windows, we have task managers, we have background processes. So these processes, sometimes you cannot you cannot end task, or you cannot sometimes. Okay, these are all the default system processes which should be running. So likewise in Linux also, these are all the question mark which should keep running. You cannot do control C, or you cannot kill it. Okay, if you see this, it's mean that this is the system process, or we can call it as a daemon process. Okay, so for example, if you remember, I told you in the beginning of the video, the first PID1, which is nothing but this is a system D. Okay, and this is what is a version of this Red Hat Linux. Let me say, I think cat etc os-release. Yeah, so this is the Amazon Linux version. So this is definitely about Red Hat, 7, cat etc system hyphen release. Yeah, this is definitely about Red Hat 7, but in the earlier version, before Red Hat 7, if you type a ps-eaf, the first process you will get, 1 minute. Okay, Control C. So ps-e. If you type the first process, it will be something like init. Okay, before Red Hat 7. So that is a huge difference between init and systemd. So systemd is like it will make your system to boot faster. So that's why init is no more used. Systemd is used in Red Hat above 7 version. And but if you take Ubuntu, there is another concept called upstart. Maybe we can have a discussion later. Upstart is another version just like systemd. Okay, so ps-e will also looks good, and then ps-a. So this is also same ps-a. You'll get the same stuff, and then ps aux, we have already seen. It will give you all the memory utilizations and all the stats, all the CPU utilizations of on the which user and what is the process ID. So these are all the things, and then there is another one, ps-a. Okay, this is the same thing, and ps-l. Okay, so this will give you the detailed list of same stuff. Okay, but extra memory address details, and the PID and the UID you're getting. And if you want to, for example, if you want to see ps-u only for a specific user, you can ps-u and then ec2-user. So only for ec2-user you will get all these things. So say for example, this is the daemon which will be running, sshd is running on this server, and if you see this question mark, which is nothing but it is a daemon service. Okay, and there is another service, another same sshd service, and this is also daemon. Okay, so you cannot kill these things. You cannot do control C just like how you're doing it for other programs. Okay, so that is very important. And that's all I'll talk about ps-a. Yeah, I think this is more than enough to just to kickstart about this ps. And also, I want to talk about this ps-e command one more time. So I was telling about this, this question mark symbols here. Okay, so these are all the question marks, which I would say like it is all system processes, okay, which should be running. If it is not running, then there would be an issue when a client gets communicated. Okay, say for example, I'll just show you something here. Clear all, draw. Let me do cron yd. Okay, so let me take this cron yd. Okay, this is for your cron purposes. Okay, and okay, let me take the sshd now. Okay, sshd is to whoever is trying to connect to this server through ssh. So this daemon should give a reply. In case, okay, if this SSD is not working, if it is not running, then obviously nobody can SSH into the server. Okay, so likewise, we have a lot of other system daemon applications. And systemd is very important. If systemd is down, that's it. You cannot, it's like your kernel is gone. Okay, you have to rebuild it, and then you need to go to the run levels. That is another process to rectify this. It's like a safe mode or a boot mode, what we use in Windows. So there is a concept called run levels. Yeah, so that's all about the system processes. Let me think what else. I think for DevOps engineers, this is more than enough, guys. Okay, to kickstart. Maybe I will post another video of advanced PS concepts and PS options. Okay,